Right. I haven't recorded anything in a while. I'm mostly interested in things that might be emerging. So, a lot of stuff I was covering is gone. Fuel cells are looking really, really good right now. Not much to say there. Hopefully, they keep putting in higher lows and higher highs. Looking good so far. I like to talk more about things that could be emerging and using this ARCG ETF, this Kathy Woods gene editing, biotech, whatever it is, as a proxy for the space kind of has me interested in looking, under the hood, so to speak, at some of the names. I'll be going outside the ETF for sure, just kind of using this as a proxy. But you can see it's putting in a nice pivot, a nice higher low off the lows from 2015, 2016, and then it has a higher low against this low with pretty good volume, and the weekly chart just had a nice ignition bar last week, so using that to kind of drive my inspection to the sector. So what I got here is just a sector filter on Nasdaq NYSE for biotech and medical specialties. The reason I have medical specialties is I was looking at a few that I was interested in that I thought were biotech, and they actually listed under this. So I have it included. I'm not really sure why some are one and not the other. I mean, if it's devices, I imagine maybe it's under this medical specialties. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just saying the more I talk about the actual sector, the dumber I'm going to sound because I really don't know much about it. I know that it's been a while since biotech was like super hyped. Um, and then with AI doing all this crazy new stuff, like we just had AI solve a math problem that's never been solved by humans before recently. So it's kind of proven itself that it can kind of solve some of these unknown problems for us. So I feel like the biotech space is such a good place for that to sort of manifest. And as the charts have started to turn, I'm starting to walk into that thesis a little more. So anyway, let's get going. There's a ton of symbols here. I have them ordered by market cap, I think. Yeah, market cap. I'm gonna go descending, and I don't really want to look at the newest stuff or the top stuff. I want to look at kind of some of the smaller cap stuff, maybe a few billion, maybe under 10 billion. To I don't know 500 million. I don't really know the thresholds. I just know I'd rather look at more smaller cap stuff. Let's go ahead and get going. So I'm gonna jump down. Let's say some of these I've already looked at. These ones that are in yellow. I had this filtered by just NYSE and picked a few out that looked good. But I'm gonna go. Let's start at like maybe this one right here that I've already flagged, 22 billion. So this one, you can see this one already has like a ton of history, and I have this one flagged because it's a good pattern. I could definitely see trading this, and you could be in it for a long time because it's a monthly chart on the left and a weekly on the right here. So these are trades I expect to be in for at least a few months, if not sometimes years. So this is kind of more of a trending trade, though it did lose the monthly trend. You'd be kind of playing a monthly reversal to join, maybe a quarterly trend. This one's not A plus by any means, but it looks good. What I'm more looking for than this one though is stuff that's made like these really big highs and then dumped and then kind of close to the low have a huge volume pattern or even an undercut of the low with a big volume pattern. That's kind of the stuff I like to trade and see if I can get myself in a risk-free position near the all-time lows, and then maybe catch that pivot as it tries to take out previous highs. So let's see if we can find some of those. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these. I'm actually already in Moderna, by the way. I have been in Moderna for a while. I bought it a little too early, actually, but wrote it down. I can't remember where I got in. I've got it on a spreadsheet somewhere. Um, I'm still in it. I've definitely sold two parts of it. And the reason is it was trading up into this, starting to get up into this trend line here. I do think it will probably make another high into that trend line and then maybe chop around. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not going to cover Moderna, although I do like this chart. It's good, and I'm in it. That's why I'm in it, right? But Moderna is a pretty big company, so I'm going to keep moving down. So this is a good looking chart, but definitely needs to come back. Not really the type of pattern I'm looking for. Um, this is more like it, but I don't like this. Let's keep moving. See if I can find some good examples here. I'm not spending much time on these because we've got hundreds of them. So this one's, you could start thinking about playing this one. I don't really love the price action, but you could try and play a higher low here. I don't really like it that much. I'm not gonna flag it or anything. Let's just keep moving until we see something good here. Um, So this one I've already got marked. So I like this one. This was a higher low, and this looks like it could be some type of 1, 2, and then this is a 3, and then it's putting in a 4 now. Looks a little abrupt here. Might have some more time. But I like the look of this one. Um, this one, this one is really only interesting because it has a huge amount of volume right here all of a sudden, and it looked like it wanted to go down. Like if you're sitting right here and sort of seeing this price action here, you're expecting this to go down. I imagine. I imagine most folks would be. I know I would be. But then it just had this like, a couple of weeks of igniting candles that are kind of convincing me that maybe something changed here. Um, so just because this one would have me on my heels, it's a little interesting to me. I'm not in this. I don't know if I'll actually trade it, but definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. And you look at this monthly volume here. It definitely just looks like it was sort of just going with the flow, and then something changed. Um, I've traded GMed before. Not particularly interested. Let's see what else we got. Um, Yeah, so this is the stuff I kind of like. Yeah, it's not perfect. There's too much history. I take it back. I take it back. Let's move on. Nothing wrong with this. This looks like it's prime for mean reversion. You can see the volume. It's extended from the moving average. It wouldn't be too hard to try and get a setup that will at least take you up to the moving average, where you can de-risk and then maybe shoot for higher prices up closer to the highs. So not bad, but I'm looking for, when I find one, it'll be easier for me to illustrate kind of the patterns I'm looking for. If you've seen any of my previous stuff, I like the a lot of the fuel cell trades where they were trading near or took under their lows, and then put in a huge volume pattern. That's kind of the stuff I'm looking for in this space. I do like the look of this monthly chart. I don't know what to do with this weird stuff up here though, so I'm going to move on. Um, let's just keep moving until we find one of these guys. So this is kind of it. I wouldn't have ever. This isn't enough price action, but like you can see, it put in a low, a high, and then you had a nice pivot right above the all time low. Not a lot of volume. Like there's no way I would have taken this one, but this is kind of in the spirit of what I'm looking for here as we go down through these. Um, Gold miners are another one. A lot of gold miners are putting in the type of pattern that I'm looking for here. Um, yeah, this one has a lot of history. This one also looks kind of like it just kind of ignited on some new information or something. And I do like the look of this. Looks like kind of like A, B, C, and now it's ready to go. And we have all kinds of space to test up against the highs. So this one does look pretty good, and I do have it flagged here. Um, Look at the volume on this one. Um, this one looks pretty good. Again, a lot of history on this one. We're down in the 8 billion range. Um, yeah, a lot of volume here. Let's look at what do they do. So they're biotech. Um, Protein sciences. Yeah, I think I'll flag this one. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's definitely getting interesting with this big wick, high volume monthly bar. After maybe an ABC, it'd be a kind of a truncated C here, where it didn't extend all the way down. If that's the case, But yeah, it looks pretty good. Nice undercut here. You could, in the short term, you could zoom into like a daily and then an hourly and play something like this. Um, yeah, so when this starts to pull back to this 18 period moving average as it's turning, you could kind of try and look for an hourly setup to trade this higher. And then if you can get it risk free, you could try and hold, but you are swimming upstream on this. It's definitely not perfect, but it's not ready yet, but it's definitely interesting. Um, I'm going to flag, I guess I already flagged it. Let's move on. This one's weird. Not what I'm looking for. So what do we got here? No, I don't think so. This one I could at least see trying to swing this up to some maybe up in this area, but I don't know. And it's got a nice nice pinch here. I don't think so. I don't think this is what we're looking for. That's not really what I'm looking for. This one I had flagged, so allegedly I liked it at one point. Yeah, here we go. So this had a nice strong move up, and then what looks like a potential ABC. It looks like maybe a little long on the C here. Let's test that. I think it looks a little long, but I'm often wrong. I actually think it would be right here would be it. I think that's an overshooting B wave. Yeah, so it did. Yeah, it's a little long on the C. I mean, maybe if you drew it here, yeah. But yeah, no issue there. So yeah, nice big move up, and then a long drawn out ABC looking pattern with huge volume here towards the alleged completion. I really like the look of this. Um, Definitely trading, trading against the current. This is a super counter trend, but there's tons of room to, try and get risk free before this monthly moving average will provide, some type of resistance. I'm sure, almost always. But there's a lot of room here to work. And the weekly's not quite turning yet. Kind of like to see the weekly moving average turn. Let's take a look at the daily. Um, so yeah, I mean, you could, if you could get a couple days pullback here, 2, 3, 4 days, and then a break, you could take that break against the low and try and take it up to that moving average if you wanted. Um, I definitely like this one. We don't have any divergence here. Um, if you wanted to call this a MACD divergence, you could. Kind of depends on who you ask. You could argue that it resets here when it resets it's the zero line. I like the RSI more for this type of signal. So we had a low here and then a higher low here as price puts that in. So yeah, this looks pretty good. I like the look of this. And first and foremost, it's just this right here, right? Whenever I'm near a low with a lot of volume, that's my favorite stuff to get into. This is not what I'm looking for. Um, this looks weird like one of the other ones we looked at. I like this pattern actually. When I see this really micro pivots, I just don't know what to do with it. Maybe there's an edge there for a person that has edge with that. I'm not that guy though, so um, not really what I'm looking for. Here we go. So some type of ABC looking pattern. Get the MACD crossover. We should get some type of pinch, hopefully. Maybe ideally this would just kind of walk this moving average down without putting in any dramatic moves for a couple more months. Maybe one more, 2 more months, maybe up to 5. Um, but this looks pretty good. This is definitely the type of thing I'm looking for here. I'm definitely going to mark it. It's not ready yet. At least I doubt it. I doubt it's ready yet. Um, I chopped at this oversold for a while. Put in a little divergence there, and then more divergence here. Yep. Okay. No, thank you. I'm already in this one. This is definitely one that I'm into right now. I like that this looks impulsive here on the way up, and then it's had kind of this choppy um, descent, some type of hopefully ABC here, and then it broke up to the moving average. We get a pinch right over the zero line with this like just unstable looking chop right there. We have an 80x reading. Yeah, I mean, this looks absolutely lovely. The volume's good. I call this kind of in my head the platinum pattern because platinum did this forever before it went. I might be able, maybe I can show it real quick. Platinum right here where it just crossed up and then it just looks like unstable, but it won't sell off, refuses to sell off on the pullback, and then just ignites. So I really like that look. I don't really know the words for it, but it, anything that looks like this is fantastic. So yeah, I like the look of this one. Doesn't mean it'll work. I've had things that I like that didn't work, but this is definitely one of my favorite ones right now. So the reason I don't have it marked is because I'm actually already in it, but I'm going to mark it here. Maybe I can add to it over the highs or something. I don't know. See if we can find something new though, something else new. So this one could be interesting. It took out the lows. We had volume on the takeout. Oh, I already had this one marked. Um, Took out the lows with volume. Put in a move up. So we'd look for it to come back, catch a turning up moving average, and maybe play it against the low. What do they do? I usually, even if I read what they do, I can't figure out what they do because I don't really know anything about the biotech space. I'm counting on the people that are putting in this volume know about the biotech space, and I am just following them. But I like to read now and then, so yeah, I mean, I don't know what any of this means, and that's fine. Let's move on. I do like this. I'd look for definitely a pullback, but this is a good looking pattern right here. But more of a different setup, right? This would be I'm looking to join the monthly trend with a weekly sell off. Um, yeah, if I was screening for, let's just say a few months from now, this would be more of a quarterly. I'm sorry. Yeah, in a few months after this is put in some sideways movement. I'd maybe consider taking this as a monthly, weekly entry, but this isn't what I'm particularly looking for right now with this session. Um, Not enough price history here. I mean, this looks good. This definitely looks good. Like you could just do a trend line break and see if it goes. Um, yeah, it definitely looks good. But not what I'm looking for. Again, not enough price history. Definitely some volume showing up here. Um, Caris Life Sciences, what do they do? Drug development. Yeah, I'm not gonna mark it, but I mean, there's not enough history there. I mean, this one looks pretty good. This looks. So as I look at this, a couple charts come to mind. There was one of my favorites here. Bloom did something similar before it ignited, so I like that. And then more recently, hasn't ignited yet. Macy's got a similar look. I like this look a lot. It's ready on the monthly, I would say. Look at that volume, and then on the weekly, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like another sideways week. I'd like to see it go sideways without igniting long enough for the moving average to turn. It's not turning yet, turning up, but this looks really good. This is definitely getting marked for sure. So what do they do? Medical device, pharmaceutical, Sounds like they do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, EO processing, E-beam irradiation. I have no idea. Gamma irradiation. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Um, but this looks good. Zero line pinch. Just starting to emerge on uh, with a positive DI here. The weekly, yeah, MACD is in kind of a precarious spot here, but it wouldn't take anything at all to fix this up. So SHC. Now I'm definitely gonna write this down as well as mark it. I just don't want to mark it and have it get lost in an ocean of marking. So um, that one looks good. Twist Biosciences. Oh, this one looked good. I wish we were looking at it sooner. Um, it is just starting to go on the monthly. If it could get a weekly, like if it could turn the moving average just into the 40 a little bit, this looks pretty good. I'm not gonna mark it though for now. I wish I looked at it sooner. Live in how many? We're roughly a third down the list. I'll do a few more. Um, this one looks pretty good too. It's kind of already moved up a good bit. I'd like to see it come back into the moving average. I don't know if it will or not. Yeah. I've already got this one marked. Yeah, this one looks kind of okay. This kind of looks like an ABC. Looks kind of symmetrical, but it wouldn't take much to sort of fix that up if it, yeah, started challenging these highs again. I don't think I would buy this one here. I would either want it to come in a little bit further and then chop for a little bit and just show that this isn't like a impulse down. Um, if this, a lot of times once they reverse, they'll do an aggressive move down. I want to make sure I don't get in for that. So I just want to see it put in a little more sideways and then see if it'll go. Um, Not really what I'm looking for. I'm already in this one actually. I've been in it for quite a few weeks now. I think I played it off this higher low right here. And the way I found this one, I was just looking under the hood in our ARKG, ARKG, and this was one that showed up, and I liked how it looked there. So I think I'm in right around here. I've been in it for quite a while now, and it just started to go recently. In fact, you can see, I guess I have an alert on it. Um, Beam, I'm also already in. It was been starting to go just for the last couple weeks. I definitely like the look of this one a lot. You can see this had kind of the strong move up, this choppy pullback with a high volume low, and then the moving average is starting to turn. I like the look of that. You got the trend line break right in this area, so we'll see what that does. This is a good looking pattern. Not really up against the all-time lows. It does have kind of an ABC look, and then that big aggressive move up, and then choppy sell-off. I don't like that it's no clear ABC. I mean, you have to call that the ABC, and then we're putting in a higher low. I'd like it better if it had taken out the low. But if it takes out this high, I mean, it's probably worth considering. I'm not going to mark it though. Not enough price action here. A couple more. So this one's looking pretty good. I like that it took out the low on the high volume there. The moving average isn't turning yet, but I don't mind when it does this like chop right on the moving average like that. Um, even if it is pointing down, and then you can you can just take the break of that. This one actually looks pretty good. And then on the weekly, we had some ADX. So I mean, I think you could jump in this one pretty soon. I'm definitely gonna mark it. How about let's go down to under 3 billion. I'm starting to lose my voice. I don't usually talk this much. Take a look at this one. Um, this one actually is kind of similar, right? It was walking the moving average, and then it's trying to put in a higher low. It looks pretty good. Do I mark it? I don't know if I like it that much. Let's see. Yeah, we can mark it. This one's kind of extended off the moving average. I'd want to see this kind of um, do like an ABC back in. Yeah, I'm not interested in that one. Not enough price history. Got this one marked already. Yeah, here we go. So again, kind of little quite a bit of price history on this, and then it's just trying to put in a higher low on pretty high volume, and then it finished the month out with this really strong candle here. So that one looks interesting. I said I'd go till we're under 3 billion. So let's see. Not enough price history, really. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not really interested in this one either. So I think I'm gonna stop it there. I've got a few here to look at. A couple that I really like. What was the one I wrote down here? SHC, and then I just saw another one that looked kind of like SHC. So those look good. Ones that I'm in. So I already mentioned I'm in TXG. I am in CRISPR Therapeutics already. I am in ARCG just as a brainless ETF play on the space. I actually think this has one of the best looking patterns of all of them. ARCG, I was in Pack B and I ended up breaking even on it. I was bummed out to see that. I'm still sort of interested in it. Um, I forget. I think I played this low here, and I got to move up, de-risked it, and then they took out the low of this. So better luck next time. I may not be done with this though. This I don't love that. This looks kind of more like a corrective pattern than an impulse, but I don't know. These are kind of low market caps. So I don't know how appropriate it is to kind of go too crazy with like wave theory stuff. I know it's not a perfect system, so um, yeah. So this one, yeah, maybe come back to that. So yeah, 10x Genomics, um, uh, Pac B, CRISPR, um, Beam. I already talked about. I'm in Beam. Um, yeah, I'm in a couple others too that I just can't think of right now. But that's probably good. That's probably good for now. There's this DNA. I think I was looking at. I'm in this one. Um, just playing like this higher low pattern here. I don't know if it'll go or not. They sound pretty cool. They're like some type of gene editing something. I don't know. Someone smart could tell you. I'm not that guy. Anyway, none of this is financial advice. Thanks for just looking through some stocks with me. Maybe not the most entertaining stuff ever, but this is kind of where where things emerge from. This is what gold miners looked like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It's what fuel cells were looking like a couple years ago, maybe just a year ago. So this is where I like to look at stuff, look at things that might be emerging. I don't really care about going into retrospective charts that have run a ton. All the fun's gone at that point. It's already happened. So hope you enjoyed. I don't know when I'll record again. Maybe soon, maybe later. But appreciate you watching.